What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. We're going to be looking at the Arcform Sabre. Let's get into it. All right, so what we're going to do today with the Sabre is we're going to do some size comparison, profile comparison, and then we'll jump into my thoughts and impressions on this knife. Let's kick it off with a couple of budget comparisons. I had these out here because I did the review for the Arcforms back-to-back after handling them for a little while. And as you can see, this is very comparable to the Devo Knives Growler. A little bit of a smaller knife, a small knife. It's not a little bit of one. It's definitely a small knife. And here it is against the Best Tech Man Good Boy. And as you can see, it's actually just a skosh smaller than the Growler, and it's definitely smaller than the Good Boy. So let's move the Good Boy out of the way. We're going to bring out my Spyderco Shaman, and we're going to bring out the Spyderco Para 3. And as you can see, this is very much in line with the Para 3, which I do consider a small knife, which I like for summertime carry. But there are some differences. So let's go ahead and kick it off with some profile comparisons. We'll do the Devo Knives Growler first because these both have very subtle, slight contouring to them. And as you can see here, sorry, I'm trying to make sure they're lined up. The Arcform is just a skosh thinner, not by much, but just a little bit more thin. Let's see what it looks like against the Para, because I didn't actually check that first. These are actually pretty comparable. I would call that about even, and it probably has about 3.5 ounces of weight on it. I did some research since the last one. I think the battery on this is dying. I'm gonna have to get one soon. So 3 ounces. I believe WE is the OE for Arcform, but I still haven't been able to verify that. The last one that I had on here was the Theory, and it was in a ProTech box, and I was like, is ProTech making these? They're not. So let me go ahead and jump into my thoughts and impressions on the Sabre. This one here is coming in at $160 as of the recording of this video. For that, you're getting a smaller knife with fairly good ergonomics. This one here for me is like a 3.5 finger grip, which isn't bad for a small knife. There's no jimping here though. I wish there was a little bit of jimping on the back. I think that would have made it a little bit nicer, but not everybody's into that. You have about a 3/4 height flat grind on here, very thin slicey blade. It did perform well when I was testing it. I haven't had a chance to strop either one of these, and they are going via the pass around group. So, you know, clearly they're getting used and tested. So I'm going to strop these up before I send them on to the next one. This one here is really in need of a strop. It is catching really bad. So I'm not quite sure what type of testing is being done on these, but midway through the blade is fine, but whatever test is being done here towards the top has caused it to kind of snag a little bit. But it goes through the material just fine. It's no issue whatsoever. Getting back to the ergos, 3.5 finger grip, poking, a little bit of poking from the pocket clip, but not awful, but it functions very well. It's nested and fold over deep carry, so nothing's really showing except for the pocket clip. So I like that part of it. And it's not a super pokey knife. You just feel it digging into the hand just a little bit. It's nothing awful. Access to the lock bar is really good. The action on here is very solid. It has very smooth action, and I love the opening hole. It's a great size. Oops, a small knife, I'm slipping. For the thumb flick and the reverse flick. If you don't like or can't carry a larger knife, this is going to be great. Or if you just want something a little bit smaller for your basketball shorts in the summer, this is a nice model. Very good blade shape for utility work, those draw cuts. So once you pinch grip and get into the side of your package, you're going to be able to continue with that pinch grip, go across the top to continue to open up your package. Really nice for that if you got something that you're trying to work on the table with and that you need to go through. This has a very strong but aggressive tip out on the edge. It's going to be able to get through, you know, pretty decent material. I really love that they did the full blacked out liners and hardware, I think it actually makes the Ultim very attractive, especially here on this model. I really like the way this looks. My American Blade Works Model 1 is being passed around with the Ultim, but it has the silver liners. They're not blacked out. I actually think I'm gonna have those blacked out, or I might try to acid etch to see if I can darken them up. But I think blacking them out and then trying to get black hardware on that would look so good on there. As far as this knife's concerned, 160 bucks, you're getting 20 CV Ultim. You're getting a deep carry pocket clip, ceramic bearings, ceramic caged bearings, an opening hole. I mean, this is a very competitive knife for the money. You're under $200, you're getting premium steel, and you're getting a very durable material in the handles. You're getting 3.5 finger grip, but if you're medium to large, you might be able to get all 4 fingers on here. It's a very good buy. I think they priced it very well. You could go out and get yourself a pair of 3. I spent about 160 on the lightweight. Maybe less. It might have been a little bit of less. And then I went out and got Applied Weapon Tech scales. So you can get USA made. You can get very good quality, but not everybody likes the compression lock, especially for left-handed operations. I know Kevin talks all the time about you got to pinch it to close it, and you know, run the risk of pinching to close left-handed. For me, it's never really been an issue. Not that I'm predominantly left-handed, but I'm able to get enough finger down in there to get, you know, a decent grip. I wouldn't say it's nearly as good as being able to use the middle finger and the thumb to pinch and then closing it with the index finger. You can't really replicate that on this side because you don't have that. I have mentioned before that I can stabilize by just throwing the pinky in there and closing it. I mean, if you fidget with your knife, then no. Left-handed, it's going to kind of suck for you. But if you're really just pulling it out on occasion to cut with it, you can do that, or you can just simply use the whole palm and get it started like you would a slip joint and close it. But again, from a fidget perspective, not a really good option. Let me know what you think about the Arcform Sabre. I think this is a pretty cool design. I do wish the flat grind went all the way up, or that they made this a hollow grind. I think that would probably be the only thing I could say to really improve it. And then I would probably just take the nose of this pocket clip and then just kind of fold it over. I think that eliminates some of the pokiness, but outside of that, 160 bucks. That's a really interesting deal, and it's a very interesting model at that price point for what you're getting. I will try my best to have my editor confirm if WE is the OE for this. I still don't know at this time, and I did look for that information and couldn't find it. Let me know down below, do you like the Sabre? Did you like the theory better? I had that on my previous video that I posted up before this one. Shout out to everyone out there that uses the codes. That helps the channel. Also leaving the likes, commenting, and subscribing. I appreciate that you all do that. Hope you have a fantastic week. Until next time, peace.